It's about time I update you guys on these shocking results from my 10 stocks for 2025 account. It has been beaten up like crazy. We're going to go into all the details, the 10 stocks I chose, how they're performing, and what I think they're going to do in the near-ish future, as well as what I'm doing with my actual portfolio, where I'm investing my money, and what I'm planning on doing in this insane red market. So I hope you guys enjoy. As always, it's not financial advice. Let's roll that intro. If you guys are new to the channel, my name is Spencer and I talk all about investing, and let's just say it's been rough. I put $100 into each of these companies at the beginning of 2025, and we're going to go over the total returns. Now, we can already see a lot of these have been dropping. If you guys aren't familiar with the news, Tesla nearly fell off a cliff, and there's been some others. PLTR has taken a little bit of a beating. A lot of these are struggling, but I want to go over all the companies and why I bought them very, very quickly. Just a brief overview. You can see the number of shares here as well and my average cost. Average cost of Tesla was $393. Holy smokes. But let's go over why I bought these. So Tesla, I love to swing trade it. I own not a whole lot. I've been buying more on these dips, but it is one of my favorite swing trade companies that has made me quite a bit of money in the past. PLTR, I bought near all-time highs because the thing was just running like crazy, and it's still doing relatively well. I will admit that. Next, we have SoFi Technologies, an online bank that I absolutely love. I love the product, and thus I bought the stock. Now, this thing was absolutely running at the end of 2024 as well, so we definitely bought when it was over-purchased. There were a lot of other people buying in, and the stock just went absolutely parabolic, and so we're seeing some of the returns on that because we did buy when it was too high. Next, we have NVDA, a huge company. If you guys don't know about NVIDIA, you might be living under a rock because everyone seems to be talking about this one. It went on an absolutely insane run over the past couple of years, just outperforming nearly everything else and proving a lot of people wrong. A lot of things tied with that with AI, and that's why it's in this portfolio because I wanted to buy it because I'd never bought it before, and it was running like crazy. And so, of course, the minute I bought it, the market tanks. So I apologize if you're losing money. It probably is because I bought some stocks and then the whole market seems to react when I buy stocks. Just kidding, of course. But then we have AMD. Now, AMD is really, really oversold. It was just a bounce back play. I'm not sure how it's doing. We're going to take a look here in just a second, but that's simply it. It's a chip play. It's a bounce back play compared to NVIDIA that's outperforming everything. AMD is kind of the opposite. It's been underperforming. Next, we have Zscaler, and this is a very common theme you're going to see in the portfolio, which is cybersecurity. Whether it be AI, whether it be cloud-based services, whether it be software as a service, cybersecurity is going to be everything in the next decade. That's just my opinion. Of course, like I said earlier, not financial advice, but I don't think we're going to get anywhere without some insane cybersecurity, as well as government. Our government has everything locked under a key now, the cyber key, of course, and so a lot of these stocks are cybersecurity related, including our next one, which is CrowdStrike Holdings. If you guys aren't familiar with CrowdStrike, they work with Microsoft, and there was a period where, I think a bunch of the Microsoft services went down because of an error by CrowdStrike, and it tanked the stock for a little bit. So we did buy in around $350. It was a little bit overpriced in my opinion, but we bought some anyway for the challenge. Then we have Block, which is XYZ. This is an interesting play. I don't know as much about this one as I do some others. Basically, I know it's kind of like a payment plan, a transaction plan. It used to be called Square Cash, I believe. And so it's a method of paying via cell phones through like a card scanner or a card reader. And they also kind of dive into crypto a little bit, which is, I think, another theme that I wanted to touch on here, but I didn't want to buy any of the main ones that I already own, like Coinbase. So we bought some Block. Next, we have AvePoint, and this is another software as a service. I think it's cloud-based, and just an interesting company that it started to run a little bit, and so I threw it in here. Everyone's been talking about it on Twitter, saying it's going to do well this year. So I did some research, and boom, here it is. And last but not least, we have MicroStrategy, or now referred to as Strategy, ticker MSTR. I knew this from the very popular Yield Max Fund, ticker MSTY, and so I bought some MSTR because it too had an absolutely insane run. I think it is still up like 250% on the last year or two, and just absolutely parabolic run, which I love to see. Absolutely love to see it. So what we're going to do now, we're going to jump into our dashboard, see how our weighted positions are treating us, and then we'll go over those total returns and try not to cry too much. My cat is apparently going to make his appearance on the video. We can see diversification. Tesla is 7% versus PLTR 14%. The reasoning is Tesla has been beaten down and PLTR has run quite nicely, which, we love to see. we can see our total market value, $917. We're down 13.6%, which is not good by any means, but hey, it is what it is. All of these monthly dividend income such are not going to be populated because this is a dividend tracker, but I had it created for the channels, and so I'm using it on here too. It can be used to track normal stocks. So when we go back into our positions tab, we're going to slide over. We can see the 52-week range. A lot of these are nowhere near their all-time highs like they were a couple weeks ago, maybe PLTR, but then we're going to keep sliding all the way over, and boom. Oh, it hurts. Oh, it hurts. One of the most interesting things to me, though, is Tesla's not the worst performer. And again, I will be honest with you guys, I love Tesla. I love it. And the reason I love it is because I've traded this thing for years, and I don't think I've ever lost money on it. Now, I've been down, but I've never sold and lost money. This thing is the bounce back king. I will typically buy 5 to 10 shares, depending on the price, and I will sell it when it runs like 40%. And I'm not saying it's going to do it again. I did already buy some shares when it was down. I am already up on all the shares that I bought. And I think we have a lot more rockiness in the market, but I love Tesla. And that's why. As a long-term play, as a short-term swing trade, it's what I do. It's one of the only stocks that I invest in that's not a dividend stock. There's a few of them, but Tesla is the main one. So it's still down. It's absolutely horrifically down, 28.3%. Then we have PLTR trying to counteract it by being up 28.62%. Absolutely insane, the difference between these two. And now PLTR was up 77% the last update on this series. That's how much it's been going. It sold off heavily, but we're still looking really, really good despite that. Then we have SoFi that's down 14%. And I'll be honest, SoFi isn't one that I swing trade. It's one that I will play for the long if it does continue to fall. I haven't bought in yet, but I am debating on it because down 14%, it's still really, really overbought in my opinion. And if we see a few more months of the market like we have seen, I think we're going to see a lot of these continue to fall, unfortunately. Then we have NVDA, NVIDIA down 10%. Not terrible, reacting with the market. I don't think there's a lot going on with NVIDIA internally that's making this happen. There were some scares with some chip manufacturers in China that were kind of spooking everybody, and that made it drop like 20% at one point. Rebounded a little bit, probably today, actually, because the market was looking pretty good today. And then we have, of course, AMD, which is somehow still falling more than NVDA, despite already falling like 50% on the one-year chart. Maybe that one wasn't the best play. I really think there was potential for a bounce back, but maybe it's getting some news from the chip manufacturers in China as well. That's pushing it further down. I don't know. Then we have Zscaler up 3.66%. A lot of these were up like 20, 30%. If you want to watch the last video, I'll link it at the end of this one. It was literally filmed 3.5 weeks ago, roughly. And so this is the drastic shift that we have seen in the market in a month. In just a month. Now, some of these were already down. Not all of these were in the green, but we were heavily green and heavily positive in the account, mostly because of PLTR. So, yeah, CrowdStrike beaten down as well. I'm bummed. Zscaler barely up. CrowdStrike not beaten up. CrowdStrike is up 1.7%, but compared to the last video, these ones were up. I think CrowdStrike was like 28% in the positive, which is absolutely crazy. Then we have XYZ, which is Block Incorporated, down almost 31%. It's the biggest loser in the account because crypto has fallen off a cliff. If you're not familiar with the Coinbase stock, that one has tanked as well. A lot of things tied to crypto have just fallen. And people are talking about it being like a crypto winter, meaning crypto, the sell-off is here. I can't agree or disagree with that. I don't know as much about crypto. You guys probably know if you watch my other channel, my main channel. This is my newer channel where I talk about just dividend-focused stocks and growth stocks. That channel is about ETFs. But I don't really look into crypto that much. I do own some. I own XRP and a few others, but I'm not really that far into it. I'm a stock guy. Come on. What can I say? Born and raised. So I'm not sure if crypto is going to bounce back. I'm not sure when it's going to happen. Everyone always seems to have specific dates where they're like, this is when the run's going to happen. And I don't know. I just hold it sometimes. I prefer to invest in the stock market because I understand it better. And you guys probably do as well if you're watching this video, but maybe not. Then we have AvePoint AVPT. This one was up 19%, I think, the last video, which was stellar. I mean, I was like, let's go. Didn't really think anything of it. Was like, sweet. And also, one thing I want to point out too is I'm not selling or buying anything else in this account. I put about 100 into each of these, and we're just going to watch it ride for 2025. And my reasoning behind that was, well, normally like PLTR, when it ran almost 80%, I would have sold probably 90% of that. And I just didn't do it for the sake of the challenge. I bought it when it was overbought, like I said, and it continued to run. So it nearly doubled again after already doubling or tripling before that. The stock has just been going absolutely nuts. So it's time for a pullback. I'm okay with it. I'm not devastated. I kind of anticipated it, to be honest. But you know, it is what it is. That's the stock market. That's the world that we're living in. And last but not least, we have MSTR. This one was like the last edition. I was debating between MSTR and PANW, which is another cybersecurity stock. But I think MicroStrategy, I'm kind of surprised that it's not beaten down more. The price of Bitcoin fell from around 95,000 per coin to like, I think at one point it was like below 77 or something like that. If you don't know about MSTR, it literally, they hold so many Bitcoin. Like so much Bitcoin that the price of Bitcoin directly fluctuates with MSTR because they own so much of it. It's almost like people were saying it's a private stock. It's not an ETF, but they're kind of considering it like a crypto ETF because when Bitcoin does well, it's valued a lot more. When it does worse, it's valued at less. And so I did throw that one in here. It's one of the most talked about stocks in like the yield max dividend world where people seem to be just absolutely going nuts over it. And the returns have just been very, very solid, although it doesn't look like it, down 0.84%. But it could be a lot worse. A lot worse. And these are not ETFs. I just put the sector in because I don't like it when it says select sector, but then I got tired of it. We can see our portfolio allocation. If you're interested on my other channel, which I can link down below for you guys, you can buy this spreadsheet. It's just a 1 month charge. I think it's $25 for the tier 3. Supports the channel, helps me do these challenges because it takes a lot. I'm currently doing 4 challenges that are well over $1,000 each, meaning I've spent over $4,000 this year on YouTube alone. Now, I'm not losing that money, of course, but I'm not investing it in other ways like I normally would, but it's okay. I'm not complaining. It's been super, super fun. So we can see, yeah, Palantir has gone absolutely insane, and somehow Tesla is still the lowest, even though XYZ has lost more. But normally with the dividend stuff, you can see all of this stuff. It gives you the dividends. It gives you all of this. Tesla has not paid a dividend, so this actually should be 0. And so we can update it like this, calculated formula. That's why. Tesla's down even worse. Why did I do that? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's pulling data from the old spreadsheet. That's crazy. No, Tesla is our biggest loser, down 36.47%. I'm going to be honest. It was down, I think it was down like 50%. I might buy more. What's it at right now? Let me look. I'm going to look it up literally live and we can see what it's at because I really, what did I buy it at now? Okay. No, we're still really far down. It's up $30 off the low. The low was $222 at the time of filming. It's Friday the 14th. And I mean, it's a sea of red. Isn't that cool? It has autofocus. I bought a camera for the channel. Autofocus. Pretty cool. Anyways. Yeah, Tesla. I might buy more. I'm going to be honest. I might be a Elon fanboy. Call me whatever you want to. Let me know if you're buying Tesla, but I think it might be one that I buy that would make me a return. I think it's going to go back to 300, 350 eventually. I truly do. Not financial advice. It's just what I think. I also want you to tell me which of these 10 would you consider investing in at these prices? Is PLTR going to run again? Are we going to see more from the cybersecurity? Are we going to see more from crypto? Is crypto going to fall? Let me know because I'm super curious as to what all the investors are buying. I appreciate you guys for watching, hanging out with me for a little bit today. Super fun. I know the account's in the red. I know the market's in the red. Don't freak out. If you're a newer investor, don't freak out. If you're an older investor, don't freak out. I'm kind of in the middle somewhere. I've been investing for like 8 years. I still freak out a little bit. It's normal. It happens. But this is what happens in the stock market. It's a good time to buy a lot of things depending on what this market really does. So if it keeps falling, if it doesn't, you can dollar cost average. Let me know what you guys are doing in the comments. Is it time to buy yet? Have we not seen the bottom? I'm super curious what everyone is doing, and I appreciate you guys so much for your support. You guys blow my mind all the time with how nice everybody is in the comments. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next video.